Hi, everybody. Bryan Broaddus here for the Scout's Eye, joined here by my guy, Voch Lombardi. Going to break down the Arizona Cardinals, kind of the boogeyman when we start to talk about this quarterback, Kyler Murray. He does not lose in the stadium, but
we home too.
We home, and so that gives you a chance, though, offensively. Defensively, we kind of broke down some things from Denver previously, but what do you see in the Arizona Cardinals?
Man, Brian, the Cardinals can be magical sometimes. The Cardinals can be they could be one of those teams. Even if it wasn't Kyler Murray, Josh Dobbs will come out here and beat the hell out.
Sure.
I think they're an interesting combination of a team. I don't think they're as bad on defense as their record kind of is. They're not the worst defense that we've ever seen, but the Cowboys can pretty much take advantage of most defenses, not named Denver Broncos in the league. But Brian, I think I have to take responsibility to kind of temper my evaluations a little bit, because the Cardinals offensively haven't been good versus everybody else.
Right.
That mean they gonna come here and the hell out of us, Brian.
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
Let's just break down some of this.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, Kyler Murray's been bad at the deep ball this year. He just hasn't been connecting with it very much. It's just I don't even think that is even something that they try a lot. Kyler's not seeing things very well downfield, Brian. So what end up happening is he'll run around and just get himself sacked. But in the event that he does find a deep ball guy, because the Cowboys give up deep passes all the time, he'll be finding Marvin Harrison Jr. down the field, bro.
Oh.
And, it ain't always got to be clean. It ain't always got to be pretty. It could be an example like this here, Bryan Broaddus, just an improv play, right? I've run my route. Let's just get upfield a little bit. That could be an out and up. I think they was just improvising. But, boy.
You think so?
I think they was just improvising. I think the Cowboys are notorious for giving up double moves. And Marvin Harrison is an elite guy. He hadn't gotten going.
Right.
He hadn't gotten going. And that could be for a multitude of different things. But as a talent, he is more talented than the cornerbacks that you have covering him, Bryan Broaddus. So I think that could be an issue for old Dallas there.
Voch, if you could go back to the beginning of the play, though, I think this is the thing, and to where they're snapping.
There we go.
This is where the problems that I see for the Cowboys is that when you got a quarterback, and this is what I kind of thought was going to happen with Knicks last week, the quarterback that takes the snap, play action, and now takes off running, and then now he's outside the pocket.
Yeah.
That's the things that, when you get these quarterbacks, and Kyler Murray being a shorter guy, they got to move. They have to move him around a little bit more because he has to. They have to find spaces in between the defense to be able to make some of these throws. I anticipate you're going to see quite a bit of that with him. I don't know how much. Maybe you'll see the ball get out quick. But I bet you they move him a lot more to try and buy him a little bit more space to be able to see down the field.
They're definitely going to move him around because he's little bitty. But, Kyler, if we know anything about
he
has dangerous feet.
Dangerous feet.
Interesting. He hadn't been as dangerous of a runner this year as he normally has been.
Yeah. Well, get ready, the Cowboys.
Cowboy.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, this is what you constantly worry about, though, is that if you had if you were scheme sound and ready to go, that you would be able to play this. This is what this guy does for a living.
Yeah, Kyler Murray rolls left, he rolls right. But in this situation here, we just talking about gap integrity a little bit. Yep. Hey, don't leave a wide open space in the middle because he'll just step up and just go.
Right.
And I actually think he likes that a little bit because if anybody catches him, Brian, when he's running sideways, it's these corners stepping up, these safeties coming up and hitting him. When he's running straight at somebody, let's just say we're in man coverage.
Right.
Cowboys trying to run a little bit of man.
Right.
If we run man coverage, then the linebackers are turning their back to Kyler.
Right.
Unless that there's some spy there. And honestly, Brian, Kyler Murray is one of those athletes. He's a super athlete kind of guy.
Right.
So let's break down him as a runner. Because we got to break down the different types of runners every single year.
Sure.
A week there. Bo Nix, wants to run, but he's not like the super athlete.
Right.
Jalen Hurts is a runner, but he's like a big, heavier type runner.
Right.
Jordan Love runs when he's in trouble for the most part. Kyler Murray is a Justin Fields level runner. Like they're like a running back type runner.
Right.
Like a dynamic dude. So I saw Sam Williams the other day. He was quarterback spy against Jaden Daniels. I ain't like it. I don't like it at all because I don't think Sam built like that. You definitely don't want Sam, who's athletic for who he is, but you don't want Sam to be the guy that's in charge of running around with Kyler Murray, bro.
Right. Yeah, I think you've described him pretty well. The thing about him is there's just it's Jerry Jones made a comment one time. It was like tackling him was like tackling Jell-O. It just kind of goes through you. I mean, it just kind of, and that's really the way. I mean, he has an ability to start, stop, start again, the burst, and and he flags that ball. I mean, he's
knock it out. Yeah,
you could maybe get him to knock out, but you got to get around him. You got to get to him. You got to make him collapse. But heck, when he's playing on the move, man, that's a tough dude to deal with.
Oddly enough, Brian, the Saints put a bit of a whooping on him. I'm gonna just break down some of this. But like I mentioned earlier, when Kyler's moving to the outside guys got to step up and tackle him, right? So the Saints, they didn't do a terrible job of kind of maintaining there, but just a little bit of space right there.
Right.
What Kyler's gonna do is step up and work in this direction. If you're the Cowboys, what you got to do, anybody that's back here, they got to step up and go pursue. So what you see now is number 20 stepping up there to go chase him down. And this ended up being a sack. I think Kyler Murray got out of there because visually, he's not processing it, well. Now, and Kyler's been in the league for a long time. You would imagine him be a guy that processes it a little bit better. But if you just look at his eyes, he's always looking around, Brian. And if a little bit of what looks like pressure, looking, I'm just going to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, Kyler Murray, you're gonna have to step up. You're gonna have to keep him, locked in that pocket. But if he gets to the outside, cornerbacks, linebackers, they got to step up and go get him. This is my favorite part, Brian. I like to talk crazy about my pass rush unit in general. If I think there's a guy to go find, Bryan Broaddus, you remember Jonah Williams?
Yeah,
former Bama guy, got drafted to Cincinnati, left. Didn't work out there.
Yeah,
still ain't working out, Brian. But they got him at a right tackle now.
Right tackle.
If you're gonna go find a guy, look, man, the Cowboys got to do something, Brian. But if you're gonna find a guy, I think it's gonna be Jonah Williams, right? Princely Imagn yelling from our draft work, Bryan Broaddus. Princely put a bit of a whooping on him in the Carolina.
Oh man, those feet stopped right there.
That's his problem, Brian. And Princely's not a power rushy type guy.
No.
He's not a power rush type guy. But if you got long arms, you can kind of stand Jonah Williams up, and when he stops moving, you can loop right around him and go get Kyler for sure. These Saints rushers,
right?
These guys definitely whoop ass a little bit. Granderson, and our other guy on the other side, Jordan there. Yeah. Boom, straight down the middle of them, get some good push and go get him. I was surprised how the Saints put a whooping on Kyler Murray now. Now, Brian, that don't mean we gonna do it.
Right.
We the Cowboys.
Right.
So we the Cowboys, bro. So we ain't got Carl Granderson and Jordan and all this. But if you're going to go after a guy, I think it's the right tackle. And I got one more for you, and I'm gonna ask your opinion, Brian.
Okay.
I've been seeing this a lot more. The more film that we watch breaking down these offensive lines, it's the gap exchanges on the right side.
Sure.
And it's always the guard that gets turned a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's Will Hernandez. I could tell by that body type.
Big, heavy fella here.
Yeah.
Boom, he's going to get turned right there. And, Brian, you just see the free run right there. I think if the Cowboys are going to get hands on Kyler Murray, and he's a little hurt this week. I saw he was a little questionable, so we'll see. If they're going to get to Murray, Brian, I think it's going to be via right tackle or a gap exchange on the right guard.
Let me ask you a question real quick, though. The way that the Cowboys don't rush, or they don't rush quickly.
Yeah.
We kind of muddle some things. It's kind of some slow rush. We've seen it before. Does that help them in this? Does that help them in this situation?
It's so interesting, Brian. I don't think they muddle the rush on purpose. I just think
I think that's what I'm saying. By kind of rushing slow.
Yeah.
Does that keep Kyler Murray in the pocket more?
In some situations, maybe, Brian.
Yeah.
In some situations,
I'm just looking for something here.
Yeah. Brian, I want to talk about the Cardinals pass rushers for a little bit, Brian. I mentioned to you earlier that the Cardinals got some guys out there.
Sure.
They got some dudes that that can get a little bit of pressure there, Brian. They got a face that we all know, Josh Sweat, the former Eagle pass rusher. Kind of a quick, bursty kind of guy. Zaven Collins is another dude. He was drafted as a linebacker. We all thought he was a pass rush type guy, but he's full blown linebacker right now. But just where the pressure's going to come from, lucky for the Cowboys, Brian. Luckily for us, we don't have a Adrian Cooper. We don't have a Cooper and the Broncos rushers, right? Benito. We don't have those guys this week, Brian. So I think this is a better matchup for our tackles this week.
Right.
But, Brian, we still got some interior work that we have to deal with. Dalvin Tomlinson.
Old Giant,
and Calais Campbell.
Yeah.
They got big bodies in the middle, Bryan Broaddus. Yeah. So if this is a time to where, hey, maybe power can help us out a little bit in the middle, I think this is a matchup where you're really going to need your rookie. And, Tyler Smith maybe still kind of recovering a little bit. I'm not saying that this is a bad matchup for them. We are the more powerful guards. But, Brian, if they're not healthy, this could be a rough little go for them, Brian. So hopefully they step up to the plate and deal with these guys because Calais Campbell still got it, still getting sacks. I think he got 3 sacks this year. Yeah. And Dalvin is still hard to move.
Yeah, hard to move guy, though, and you're looking at this, though, too, another 3-4 front or the odd front, like you taught us earlier in the season. Mm-hmm. It seems the Cowboys have kind of had some problems with these types of defensive fronts.
Carolina and Denver so far.
Yeah,
Carolina,
exactly.
I've never been an odd front 3-4, 3-3 guy, but boy, just watch how these teams been operating.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, Brian. But the Cardinals, they've been having trouble in the secondary.
Okay.
Brian. They've been getting hurt a little bit. They've been having guys move around, but I think there's one cat right there, Jalen Thompson. Let me highlight him right there. Jalen Thompson seemed to be the guy that most of these offenses look for. The Cardinals, like I said, they're not a horrible defense, but they are a defense that you can kind of take advantage of a little bit. Once these safeties start to drift a little bit, sometimes they drift a little too wide. Sometimes they don't have the greatest awareness in the space.
Sure.
If we go back to the Cowboys game last week, like Elijah Clark.
Right.
He was in open space.
Right.
Maybe he was a little nervous out there.
Right.
Got a little handsy, and it ended up being an issue for us, Bryan Broaddus. I think you're going to get some of the same stuff with angles, spacing, and maybe draw a couple of PIs with our guy 3 there.
Sure.
Brian.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, the guy that you and I talked about much in the draft is Will Johnson.
Will Johnson's been playing some good football.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So Will Johnson from Michigan. I know there was a lot of discussion about him in this draft. So
luckily for us, just because you're good at one corner don't mean that you good
at the other. Yeah,
I think you can find the nickel, find the free, and Buda Baker's getting a little older there.
Yeah.
Getting a little older there. You should still respect him, but I'm seeing him caught up in, some little mess here and there too, Brian. So if it's that and you're the Cowboys, I think this is a fantastic game to kind of rebound and, get the deep ball going.
Yeah, what you worry about on the offense, Harrison and then Murray, but on the defense, the defensive tackles, and then, like you say, there's some opportunities on the outside as well.
100%.
What you think. All right, very good, though. Well, that will do it for us today here on the Scout Side. Thank you very much for joining us. Hey, on Crown Global Media, we've got all our platforms, all our social platforms. You can follow us if you're one of those folks that likes to listen. We've got that availability too. Make sure you go to crownglobalmedia.com. You get all our stuff. You can look at our merchandise stuff as well if you're so inclined to do that. That would help us a lot. So for my guy, Voch Lombardi, I'm Bryan Broaddus. We'll see you next time on the Scout Side.